We do all of our prep and our fittings in our office over on the other side.
Could you introduce yourself?
Oh, sure.
Real quick? Yeah. Sorry.
My name is Daniela Moore, and I'm the costume designer. And I was saying this is like our mobile wardrobe unit. We do our fittings, our prep, all of that in another building, which we can see later. And then once all the clothes are ready and have been altered and dyed and aged and everything else, then it comes out here. And this either lives here when we're shooting on stage or goes to wherever we are filming so that we have all of our costumes ready to go. And I think the most important thing about wardrobe is that you have to be ridiculously organized because we never shoot in order. So if you look over there, you can see some clothes. This is like, that's the setup with our prep line for the day. So we're shooting more than one episode. So they've made a divider for each episode and which character is playing and what day. And then all of the outfits are put together with tags and photos.
Characters.
Character names for all of the scenes that they're in. And then as they prep and set clothes, they put the tags on the bulletin board so they know what's out and sitting in the rooms and what's on stage.
Do you have to make multiples of certain clothes, and how do you manage, this one was used here, but this one had this on it, or got a stain, or how does that, that's always a drama.
And that becomes a challenge. Like today we're shooting a scene with somebody who has a shirt on that got blood on it in the previous episode, and now today somebody else has to go and cut that shirt up the back. So we have to have, I think we have 4 shirts that have the exact same blood on them, and 3 of them can be cut. And then we have to save 1 for going back and shooting another time before the shirt was cut.
How do you get the blood stains exactly the same?
Art.
Oh, you mean that isn't digital enhancement? No.
Well, there's a lot of blood that's digitally enhanced.
Oh.
But when we try to use the real life as much as we can. So on that particular shirt, yes, it was very carefully placed on there, and then it had to be matched for every shirt.
Do you have a personal favorite character you get to dress on the show?
It's so hard to choose. I was saying earlier in one of my interviews that in the wardrobe department, we all kind of favor Olivia unfairly.
But as an observation, we've had some really cool guest actors this year,
we have.
which has allowed some really interesting and different things than is normal on the show.
Yeah.
So we've done some really fun stuff.
All right, let me ask you a question. May or may not get you into trouble. Did you ever try things on, or what do you say to yourself? I have to test this.
I don't fit into anybody's clothes on this show. No.
Have you done it before?
Oh, sure. But no, not on the show. I'm too big for the ladies and too small for the men.
Not exactly what I'd call big.
Well, you should look at them up close.
Yeah.
They're pretty slim.
They're all models. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, we have a gorgeous cast.
Yeah, you do.
A really gorgeous
They're
cast.
beautiful people, that's for sure.
Does that make it easier to dress?
Sure, of course. I mean, like we all keep commenting on how great Dylan looks this year. Like, how could he look better than he did last year?
Well, I didn't expect you to try on any of Dylan's clothes.
No, they would not look the same on me.
He actually told us that all he thinks about are cheeseburgers now.
Oh yeah, because we're so close to the end.
Do you ever have to police them? You gained a little weight here.
No, never.
We have a very responsible cast.
Oh.
Yeah.
If
anything, they come in and say, "Oh, I look fat." I'm like, "No, you do not. You are crazy.
Don't change. Please don't change.
No, not even a little bit."
With some of the characters, like in terms of the inspiration for their look, is there, like some shows it'll be like, especially with like witchy characters, they'll go to Stevie Nicks in the 70s or something like that. Is there any like specific iconic figures from history or from pop culture that you've looked at as references for some of these characters?
Sure, a little bit, but I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't say in a strong way. No, it was more about, especially this season, we're adapting for the weather. So a lot of people have completely different wardrobe just because last year we were shooting in freezing cold winter and this year it's summer.
That was one of the topics that we talked about at the beginning was this year it's heat and dust.
Yes.
We're doing a lot more heat and dust as opposed to the cold and like we did last season.
We called it sexy grime.
Right.
Dust with a little bit of dust.
But when you're dealing with dust, I mean, even though, that adds authenticity, it must add a real headache to you from time to time.
Well, it's just like anything in wardrobe. Like it's all about, like I said, being really detail oriented and organized. And you're either putting dust on or taking dust off, cleaning blood up or putting blood on. That's part of your day.
I mean, as far as the blood is concerned, we have for every episode a memo goes out to all the departments who's responsible for what blood in every episode. So we have the craft service department comes and cleans it up, or that it's going to be on the clothing but not on the person, and all of these things, all that goes into the planning.
Is there a special title for the blood person?
Well, every department does their own blood,
Right.
like he was saying. So, like, if there's blood on the floor, that would be set deck or props.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a blood knife, that's props. If there's a blood on the clothes, that's us. If it's blood on their skin, it's the makeup department. The special effects department does blood. If there's like a squib or blood spurting.
And even who's cleaning it up
yes.
is also planned.
There's no special title, though.
No, everybody gets their own blood
We
responsibility.
joked about that. Yes, no, it overlaps into everyone.
Blood captain.
Yeah, blood captain or commander of blood or something.
Right? If only.
Blood.
Blood maven.
Blood maven, there you go, that's it.
I love that.
I think, maybe you'll be training a whole new profession here.
Maybe so.
What would you say percentage-wise of the costumes are built versus like acquired pieces that you like then assemble?
I would
Looks.
say like 95% we acquire, we purchase.
Okay.
And 5% we build. But it depends on the episode too. Like I was just saying earlier, this episode we had a lot of things to build. So a couple days ago I had 6 people sewing until midnight to get ready for a scene.
But it must be nice to get paid to go to thrift stores and all kinds of clothing stores that, I have to go here. I mean, I have to bill them for this work.
Well, sure. I mean, I picked this job because I enjoy doing that. So it is nice, but it's not like, sometimes when you go to a store and go shopping, the salespeople will be like, oh, you're so lucky. That's such an exciting, fun job. You're like, but you don't know the pressure, the stress, the lack of sleep.
So what's the
it's
biggest
just like
challenge
anything.
that you face?
The biggest challenge,
Yeah,
getting
what-
enough sleep to make it through the day.
Remembering
Right,
which
Jeff?
day.
Yes, keep in mind, we get a script.
Yeah.
We have usually know very little about what's in it. Luckily for our finale episodes, we've known ahead of time and been able to do things. But we get a script, have to conceptualize it, and put everything together, get all the clothes, altered, fit, ready, everything, and all the choices in less than 8 days.
Oh.
So, because we're a machine going, that one episode is shooting while the other one is preparing and just rolling continually. So quite often, we're all in a situation where she's ordered clothes that are supposed to get here on Thursday that work on Friday, and we're hopeful that it gets here. And she always has a contingency, never has let anybody down.
Not yet.
But it's been in a situation, not yet. Oh, come on, we're almost at the end.
Oh,
Wait,
no,
what do you
no,
got?
we're good.
No, has not let anybody down. And, we are in that situation where it's a perpetual machine running, waiting, getting things. One of the challenges I know that Daniela has here is a lot of the stores that we would normally shop in Los Angeles and aren't here. So she does a lot more online shopping to get things. So you have to get it here, then try it on them, as opposed to the idea of running to the store, getting it, trying it on, like if you're in Los Angeles or you're in a place that has a lot more of a shopping hub.
There
I
isn't
have
a
a
lot.
view of the mailroom from my office window.
But there isn't a lot of stores here, like thrift stores or stuff that you can.
Sure, there are
find.
thrift stores, but thrift stores don't often work very well on this show because we need so many multiples.
Oh, because I didn't think of that multiple.
So there'll be a character I'm like, oh, this guy will be great. We'll do him all in the thrift store, but he has to be clean and bloody and everything. So forget it, it can't happen.
What would you say are in? How many people
bags
do we
and
have
everything.
full time in your department?
Full time. Oh my
Full-time?
gosh.
I know.
3 people work on this trailer, and then Jesse, Aura, Tiff, Cass, and me. 3 PAs, like 12 to 13.
Right.
So one of the other things that like we have to always take into account is stunts or special makeup effects or things like that. And this is a dress that Fiji is wearing in one of our episodes, where they came to me and they said, well, we're going to do a special makeup effect and there's going to be a prosthetic, and so we need her to be in a dress that covers this, but there needs to be an opening here and it has to be high on the neck and it has to fit with the character of Fiji and look amazing on her. So
That's beautiful.
this is actually a different version of a dress that I tried on her in her first fitting. It was in black and it looked different than this. And I sent a picture off to the producers and they were like, oh, we don't think it's very flattering. It is so dark. It had really long sleeves. It didn't have this collar. So they're like, send it back. We don't want it. And I was like, well, I just have a feeling about this dress. Like, I know it's going to come in handy. Mm-hmm. And so we were shopping and shopping and shopping and looking for a dress to cover up for this special effect. And somebody on the crew said, what about this dress? And it just happened to be hanging there, and they pulled out the black one. I'm like, it can't be black because we have to be able to see blood. But it's a good dress. I'm like, let's see if it comes in other colors. And so I found it in blue. We changed the sleeve. We added the collar.
So had to buy multiple dresses,
Yeah, we have,
tear
like-
apart the dress to make the dress that we had.
And we needed multiples in general. So I think we probably bought 6 dresses
Right.
to make 4.
So
And
one of those dresses, the overlap of all the departments, one of those dresses she made to go on torso that special effects makeup made, that she puts her head into, that's wearing the dress to do the effect that the torso is built for. So that's the overlap of all the different departments putting together for one scene that's going to be 2 minutes on the screen.
Yeah. So,
So-
like that dress had to be bigger than the one that she wears for the rest of the episode.
Here goes 6.
And then it turned out to be my favorite dress on her. Like, it's really beautiful.
Stand there.